I've been coming to the pyramids of Giza since 2001. In the years prior to Egypt's revolution, hundreds of buses brought thousands of tourists each day. Post-revolution, though, tourist traffic is down well over 90%. I decided to sit down and talk to some of the camel men in the area and see how this has affected their lives.
While news reports still focus on sensational headlines in the region, the three older gentlemen and a couple of younger men I met with struggle to find purpose in saddling up these days.
No business. No.
How many camels do you have today?
None. For what I use the camel now? There's no choice.
Why you could put the camel? No business.
No business. Finish.
From a pre-revolution high of 5,000 tourists per day to only a few hundred these days, it's no wonder many of the drivers have sold their camels. But each man I listened to had the resignation typical of the Egyptian fellahin, or farming class, developed over a lifetime devoted to their Islamic faith. Inshallah, or God willing, seemed to guide their answers when asked if they thought things would get better. Almost all stated that money comes and money goes, but health and a good life are the things that matter most.
The end of the life, nobody take money. Nobody take anything. Everybody run and follow the money. I make happy life, and then everything is okay. No problem. My money, you go with me too. When it's finished, everybody look for the watch, you look for the pocket, you see the خزنة فيها فلوس قد ايه.
ما في خزنة.
الحمد لله. في صحة.
What has the revolution meant to you and the camel business?
The revolution not change the people from good to bad understand. They can living as a normal life, you know.
How do you make a living? This has affected you directly.
Before the revolution, we was saving some monies, and then we start to spend in my family, and also by the time I have my two children, they are working, have a wonderful bakery, and they work very well to help the life.
So your sons work at the bakery?
Yes.
They're not at the pyramids?
No way. I will never let them go out the pyramid.
Any business I go, or yes, I'm good hate.
Of course. What is it that you like about this job?
There's enough tourists.
Yeah?
Yes,
Why?
with many friends.
What age were you when you began working here?
كان عندك كم سنة أول ما بدأت؟
23.
23.
And now? How old are you?
I know at about 69.
69? والله? But you not like those old, you look like eh?
I agree, very young.
Yeah.
And, as with Otto's family bakery, most of the gentlemen have sons who have taken up other professions, ending a generations-long tradition of working camels on the plateau.
Is this a job that your father also had?
My grandfather also.
You've always worked with a camel.
Always I work my camel. Sometime 1973, we go to work in Funduk Hotel. I'm never still 3 months, and then my son, I never sit up the saddle of the camel, no,
Why not?
in the school.
How many generations in your family have been working with the camel?
زمان
دايما.
جد.
But with business so slow, there's no money. And without money, it's often difficult to take care of one's camel. I spoke with Dr. Mohammed Abdulhay, a veterinarian who volunteered with an animal welfare organization in the months following the revolution. He told me the camel men had to make tough choices in those days and that animal health continues to take a back seat.
We would see a lot of skinny camels, and it could be from lack of food and from parasites, internal parasites and blood parasites, and sometimes if the external parasites are so massive, you would see the drop in the body weight.
So with this loss in income, what do you see are the initial results from a healthcare standpoint?
when these camels came to the clinic, I could see horrendous saddle wounds. It was that big. I'm not exaggerating. It was that big, and it was very deep and very difficult to treat, especially while the camel was working.
If there's an upside to the empty monuments, it seems in post-revolution Egypt the last remaining wonder of the ancient world has been rediscovered by Egyptian tourists, though the numbers hardly compare to those prior to 2011. In post-revolution Egypt, young fellows seeking work come from the countryside with little or no skills. For the camel men of Giza, there once was a time having a license to work camels on the plateau meant something. It was something to aspire to. Despite low tourist numbers in a region that continues to be shaky at best, camels remain a fixture at the pyramids. It seems the camel men of Giza will not be riding into the sunset anytime soon.
What do you think of the people who think maybe the pyramids were built some other way, maybe by people from space? Have you ever heard somebody say this?
I don't believe. Don't believe.